Hello, everyone. My name is Cash Razagi. I want to make sure everyone can hear me okay. Um, I'm pleased to be here with you all today. I am especially interested in speaking to everyone about all the innovation that is happening with payments around the world. And I wanted to take the opportunity to share a little bit more about Circle and what it is that we do. And so for those that may not be too familiar with Circle, Circle was founded in 2013. Our headquarters are in Boston, Massachusetts, although our CEO likes to say that our headquarters are now the internet, as we are a fully remote organization and have employees distributed across 6 different countries. So over the last couple of years, we've all seen and perhaps even experienced this incredible rise in awareness and interest in crypto as it's moving to become more mainstream. And Circle has certainly experienced its own incredible growth as a result as well. We recently announced our intentions to become a publicly traded company later this year. And we're also pursuing the path to become a full reserve national commercial bank operating under the requirements of the Fed Reserve, US Treasury, and the FDIC. Today, I'd like to just share a little bit of the details behind the profound impact and innovation that we believe blockchain, digital currencies, and more specifically stablecoins will have on global payments and value transfer, not just in the short run, but over the long run, as an incredible innovation that's going to bring to the market opportunities and new types of applications and payment flows that we just haven't seen before. And if you go back to the founding principles or the founding vision of Circle, the entire premise is actually behind the problem statement is actually pretty simple. What if you could make sending payments as easy as sending content, like emails and text messages across the open internet? What if you could send and receive cross-border payments instantaneously and nearly free? And what if you could remove intermediaries in order to create unbounded equal access to capital across the globe? Our founding principles have essentially been based on this belief that blockchains and digital currencies will effectively rewire the global economic system and create a fundamentally more open, inclusive, and integrated world economy. What we're doing is essentially building and rewiring the fundamental building blocks of the economy. We're trying to literally transform the way the very nature of money and value exchange with programmable digital currency works. Now, blockchain, we believe, gives us an economic system that is smart, connected, programmable, highly efficient, instant, global, secure, and private. Now, these early innovations like the joint stock corporation and then capital markets and global banking, they all created this fabric for a dramatic rise in economic prosperity over the past 150 years. We believe that blockchains and global digital currencies give us this new fabric and a radically more powerful fabric to build upon. But our mission at Circle isn't necessarily just to make things more efficient or reduce costs. That's certainly a big part. The mission also aims to fundamentally unleash productivity for society and the economy. We want to connect more people and businesses together through trade and commerce. And through this process, we want to raise global levels of economic prosperity. Our mission doesn't just stop with the companies and organizations that we serve, but it extends to all people who will benefit from this new form of programmable internet commerce. This will improve global models of trade and commerce. It'll integrate the world's economic systems more deeply and allow for creativity to flourish in how economic arrangements take shape, bringing prosperity to everyone in the world. These are some of the tenets that we really believe that public blockchains can bring to the economy. Public blockchains are themselves a new kind of operating system for safely transacting and entering into economic contracts and arrangements in a borderless, trustless fashion. They create these building blocks for rethinking the very nature of a corporation, how to incentivize and organize for creative output. And this will ultimately allow for completely new forms of businesses to be built and governed entirely with software and smart contracts. This new architecture makes money as we know it really a native data type on the internet and allows this new form of digital money to be scripted, programmed, and built upon by developers and creators in ways that we've never actually even imagined yet. And we believe stablecoins, and more specifically USDC, represent a major breakthrough in how we use money. Digital dollars work like other types of digital content. You're able to send and receive at the speed of the internet. They can be exchanged the same way we share content and are cheaper and more secure than existing payment systems. USDC is issued by Circle, which is a regulated financial institution. It's backed by fully reserved assets. It's redeemable on a one-to-one basis for the US dollar, and it's governed by Center, a membership-based consortium founded by Circle and Coinbase that essentially sets the technical, policy, and financial standards for USDC and other future stablecoins. Today, we're proud to say that USDC is the fastest growing stablecoin in the world, with over 27 billion in circulation. And to give you a sense of growth rate, that represents over a 6,000% CAGR since the beginning of this year alone. Today, USDC is a top 10 overall cryptocurrency by market cap. So how does this work? How does USDC go into circulation? How can businesses and organizations benefit from USDC? And how does it eventually impact the entire economy? Well, as the sole issuer and minter of USDC, Circle has made it incredibly easy to convert in and out of USDC from the US dollar. Circle works with businesses that are approved through our KYC and compliance standards for a Circle account. The Circle account is essentially a web-based portal that enables businesses to easily manage and transfer their USDC. So once a business is approved, they're able to wire money from their bank account to Circle. Once that wire lands with our reserve banking, Circle mints the corresponding amount of USDC and pushes that USDC into our merchant's Circle account. From there, the Circle account really serves as a treasury function for the business in terms of how they manage their USDC. They can send on-chain transfers, they can receive on-chain transfers, they can redeem to fiat, and they can also utilize a variety of different blockchains, not just Ethereum, to ensure the fastest route and have the ability to access more and more businesses that might be working on other types of blockchains. The Circle account is essentially the gateway into Circle, and it serves as the best way to mint and redeem USDC. And what's also notable is that there are no charges. This is a completely free platform for anyone that gets approved by our KYC to mint and redeem USDC. There's no minimums, there's no maximums, there's no frequency limits in terms of how often you can mint and redeem. The Circle account essentially serves as your treasury platform for managing USDC. And in the future, we're going to be adding other types of digital currencies as well. So if you think about it, what Circle is effectively doing is we're bringing together and connecting both worlds of blockchain and traditional payments and traditional methods of global commerce. So if you think about the first use case, which are businesses that want to move some allocation of their finances into digital currencies. Circle makes it incredibly easy for you to do that. You can plug into a global transactional network of blockchains. You can send and receive transactions nearly instantly at a dramatically lower cost. And now you're also able to accept third-party payments and ensure businesses can also pay you via third-party payments using the traditional payment rails, which I'll talk about here in a second. In addition to just sending and receiving payments using USDC and other types of cryptocurrency, we provide treasury operations. And we give you end user financial accounts and digital currency rails to enable to automate this entire process, where you're not just manually going into the Circle account and minting and redeeming USDC. You can do this all via APIs. Circle is built on an infrastructure of APIs that you can seamlessly integrate into your applications. So all of the minting and redeeming of USDC can programmatically happen for you. And you're sending it on chain to other people in your or other organizations in your supply chain. And so I want to spend a few minutes and more specifically talk about how payments work at Circle and how we believe payments will be transformed using digital currencies. There's really two ways. The first is you are accepting cryptocurrencies, or specifically stablecoin and USDC, as a form of payment. Now, there's a lot of benefits to this type of model where we believe the world will eventually be going into. One, again, you're settling within minutes, not days or hours. There's zero chargeback risk. It's fast, it's secure, it's irreversible, and there's no currency volatility. USDC is always valued at $1, and it's always redeemable for $1. So it can be used as a new form of payment that doesn't come with the volatility. And when you think of other organizations or use cases in the marketplace today where people are accepting other types of cryptocurrencies, we believe that in the long term, because those cryptocurrencies have that level of volatility, they won't necessarily reach global scale where people are freely trading. Because USDC is backed by the US dollar, that makes it an incredible vehicle for transfer of payments. So as a business, as a merchant, you can accept USDC. But we also want to enable merchants that work with us and businesses that work with us to accept money from their entire user base, their entire addressable market that may not be yet comfortable or may not yet have adopted digital currencies or USDC. And so what we are able to do is offer them payments processing across traditional payment rails, credit cards, ACH, wires. In the future, we're adding other forms of payments processing that they're enabled to leverage for their customers to pay them. But the only major difference is we then convert that into USDC for our merchants. And at that point, they're able to manage the USDC as they see fit. And so if you see the payments flow, it's actually incredibly simple. Again, everything is built on top of APIs that enables businesses to build a really seamless workflow where they're managing the user experience, they're managing the KYC and the AML, and the end users are paying them using whatever form of currency, whether it's USDC or fiat, USD. If it's USDC, it goes directly into the merchant circle account, and again, they can manage the USDC in their Circle account. If the end users are paying with fiat, Circle will then convert that fiat into USDC and push it into the users, into the merchant Circle account. And if you think about the entire end-to-end experience, it's not just sending and receiving payments. There's a lot of added functionality that we're building on top of digital currencies as we venture more and more into becoming a full reserve bank. So again, you can optimize your payments with fraud management systems that we have in place for the fiat conversion into USDC. We've also recently launched a high yield product that enables any organization to allocate their remnant capital or allocations of their capital into USDC to earn high interest as much as 6%. And this is a much higher interest that they can earn versus traditional capital markets today. The yield product that we have is just the beginning of a variety of financial services products that we will be bringing to market on top of USDC. And this entire workflow can be automated, as I mentioned, via APIs. We are a developer-focused and a developer-first company that's enabling businesses to build on top of the infrastructure that we're providing for payments, for accounts, and the seamless transition of USDC and other digital currencies in the future. But it's not only about payments, the reverse is also true. How do you provide payouts and enable the full supply chain end-to-end workflow? Very similar. As any business manages their USDC treasury in a Circle account, the Circle payouts enable you to pay out your partners, or even for yourself, first-party payouts. You want to redeem from USDC to fiat, you can wire money back into your bank account seamlessly, but you're also, via our APIs, able to pay out your customers or your end users from USDC, wire to their bank, or ACH to them that lands and converts into fiat. Today, Circle and USDC only supports USD. In the future, we will be launching more types of digital currencies backed by other types of fiat currency. Today, it's just the US dollar. And so, again, when you think of all of the benefits that we believe digital currencies bring to the market in terms of the payments use case, you are creating global reach. You can automate everything through APIs. really focusing on instant settlement, lower cost, and building again on top of a variety of different blockchains. Circle has a multi-chain strategy that we've integrated to date with about 6 or 7 different blockchains. We started with Ethereum. We've added more blockchains over time, and we will continue to do that. As these blockchains support different types of use cases, we're really interested to see the kinds of applications that are going to be built on top of these blockchains using USDC as a form of payment settlement currency. And so when we actually think about this opportunity, we think the opportunity is obviously incredibly massive. If you think about M2, commercial banking money supply, we believe that that form factor will be usurped by digital currency form factor over the course of the next 5, 10, 15, 20 years. Right now, the majority of USDC and other types of digital currencies in circulation are being done at the investment level, at the institutional level. You're not yet at this point buying a cup of coffee with digital currencies in a mainstream fashion, although that is growing by the day. And we anticipate that to continue to grow. And in terms of just the opportunity, the massive market opportunity here is more than M2, as this type of digital currency form factor will usurp the M2 and commercial banking form factor. And lastly, if you think about what it is that Circle is building, we're essentially creating this global internet native settlement infrastructure. And I'll go back to the original analogy that I used. Think about how you send content over the open internet, how you listen to music, how you send files. We believe that you should be able to send money in the same fashion over the internet, where settlement is nearly instant and the price to send money is nearly free. And so Circle is building out this network in terms of infrastructure of merchants and other users that are participating in digital currencies, and will be looking to add more into their network, not only from accepting and sending USDC, but bringing more from fiat and converting it into USDC. And that's essentially the goal and vision that we have at Circle. We believe that digital currencies will be a primary form of payment because it does alleviate some of the major concerns that traditional payment rails have. I only have about a minute left, but I wanted to open it up for questions that I see on the panel. So first question is, how do you visualize Circle relationship with CBDC and the China digital yuan at short and long term? Well, we believe that over time, there may not be just one digital currency that rules them all. We do believe in an open platform. We believe in an open model where digital currencies have the ability to be cross-border, and they're not necessarily a version of airline miles where they're closed loop. And so it'll be interesting to see where CBDCs go, and managing USDC or any other type of stable coins is not an easy feat. And so we do believe in an open model. And so CBDCs, depending on how they're built, are more closed loop, and that's something that we don't anticipate necessarily having a massive global effect. The other question on here is, how do you engage with traditional banking and payment companies? We do have a lot of partners on the traditional banking and payment side. Again, we are not a payment processor per se ourselves entirely. We do leverage third-party payment processors to convert from fiat to USDC, and we do use and work with many banks around the globe for settlement and reserve banking, because again, USDC is always redeemable on a one-to-one basis. How does the relationship with Circle and MasterCard or Visa work? We have struck partnerships with both of those card networks that enable merchants that have those credit cards to actually settle in USDC, which really creates a major breakthrough in how businesses and other members can actually use USDC in the more retail level. And so over the coming months, Circle account owners will be able to have their own Visa card, their own MasterCard that they can use with local merchants, and we see that really accelerating the path to getting USDC proliferated at the retail level. I think I'm at time. I want to thank everyone for the opportunity to speak with you today. My email is cash@circle.com, and looking forward to connecting after the event. Thank you.